We are super excited because on this episode of Asharami Radio, we are celebrating women, the amazing Sahara Amazons. Can we give it up for them? Okay, come on. Can we see that? It's giving excellence. You're testing me now. We had mentioned earlier that joining us right now on this show is the one and only Chief AI. Chief AI of Sahara. We have in the studio with us Jerome Abudah. Welcome to the show, Jerome.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
Very good.
I hope you're
Very
excited
good.
to be here.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
I'm quite excited.
So we're going to be discussing a couple things, but mostly one particular technological innovation that we expect to see you and your team rolling out in the next couple, days, weeks, months, right? And what we're talking about is the Mad Shift project. So I would love for you to give us like a brief overview of the Mad Shift project and what it aims to achieve for Sahara.
Yeah, thank you very much. But before that, please, in that spirit of celebration of our women, because we continue to celebrate our women.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we celebrate all the Sahara Amazons, and then we celebrate Moroti. That was quite an interesting one.
It was.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
A big round of applause for all of us.
We continue to celebrate our women. So,
yes.
Back to Mad Shift. So, what is this about? So, Mad Shift is a code name for our digital transformation. It talks about the significant and impactful shift we're making as an organization in the way we operate digital transformation and in the way we adopt digital transformation. So now in this case, what is the digital transformation, right? So what we're talking about is not the deployment of technology. That's not what we're talking about as the digital transformation. So when we talk about digital transformation, we are referring to how we'll integrate digital technology in every part of our business, in every part of our lives, and how that makes our work easy for us, right? It's not, like I said, it's not executing technology. It is that nexus between technology, the business, as well as the people. So what that means is that it's not driven just by technology. It's driven by the culture change. It's driven by the mindset change. And that simply implies that we are going to keep challenging status quo in every space as a Saharian to take the responsibility, because Mad Shift is about you taking the responsibility and the ownership between your space to drive digitalization.
I love that. I love that. Taking ownership within your space to drive digitalization. I mean, we're already talking about it and how it even aligns with how Sahara already views and carries itself. But I'd love to know, in your own words, how Project Mad Shift aligns with Sahara's long-term vision and the kind of impact that you expect this project to have on Sahara's growth.
Like I mentioned, right, it's going to completely, as we shift, both in terms of mindset, in the way we operate technology, in the way we adopt technology. This project is aimed to make the work easy, right? And that means that, in line with Sahara vision, is going to help us to become a digitalized, a sustainable, as well as an innovative business, right? And that means that by embracing the digital technologies, because remember, I'm talking about integrating digital technology in every space, right?
Every aspect.
Every part of what we do, right? And of course, marrying it with the mindset change, right? And that means that while we bring in artificial intelligence, while we bring in blockchain, while we bring in Internet of Things, IoT, these are advanced technologies, and while we'll even leverage of an analytics to drive the business insight, what comes at the back of our mind as Saharians is that digital transformation is about improving the business, right? It's not about, I'm not talking, so there's the difference between digitize and digitalization, right? So If I take the manual thing I'm doing and put it in the system, I'll digitize. But I'm talking
Okay.
about you leveraging on digital transformation to improve the business. So that creates that sustainability, that innovation, and we have to be deliberate about how we apply this as a business. And that means that it's going to enable us to scale more efficiently, right? Because
True.
every aspect of what we do now have technology, digital technology enshrined in making the
Yes.
work easy. And so that makes us efficient. That gives us the capability to make data-driven decisions. And of
Mm.
course, that means that we are making insightful decisions that helps the business. And also it gives us the ability to adapt, right? And I mean, that adaptation is in us as Saharians.
Yeah,
So it comes down to that.
Jerome, what you're saying is honestly so exciting. I love that obviously there is no digitalization without the initial digitization of automating the processes, but it really is more of a mindset shift because if we have all the tech and we haven't actually shifted our minds in a way that we are thinking in ways to implement that tech into our daily lives, then there's no point of it. So I love that there's also a mindset shift that's required. But the thing is, the way you're saying this technology implementation, I am having a dream of, waking up one day. I open my laptop and my laptop projects a hologram of the entire synergy and energy trading operations. So I'm interested. What role do you see both the MadShift project and the digitalization that's going to come out of it? What role does it play in impacting both our operations and our overall strategy in Sahara?
I think just what you just mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, technology will be the driving force behind everything we do today and how we evolve as Saharians, right? And that's why we're deliberate about technology. And now we're not just preaching, all right, rather, we're not just talking about the technology, then we're talking about how we put technology together with the business as well as the people, right? So, I
True.
mean, you might have a hologram, but we're talking beyond just the hologram. We're talking about a digitally interconnected ecosystem, meaning
Okay.
that hologram is leveraging on some data somewhere,
Mm.
and that is giving us an insight that drives the bottom line on the business, right? It's everything put together, right?
Okay.
So that's what is interesting about digital transformation. And so for us, bringing in things like real-time analytics, AI-powered analytics, smarter environmental work, faster decision at the end of the day, it creates that flexibility for us, right? It makes us to be a more proactive business. We have the data inside that drives that capability to react in every part of the business we find ourselves, whether for some of our entities that are customer facing, it means that digital transformation is going to put the customer at the center because you now have the insight to address the changing customer needs. So that's how this really works.
My major takeaway right now, and I hope everyone, I'm so happy that we have viewers because this is evidence. Jerome has promised us holograms. That's how we are going to be viewing our data. Holographic data. So I'm interested. Besides these holograms that you have clearly and expressly promised us on the show, what other innovative digital tools or strategies can we expect this project to also be implementing?
Yeah, interesting. So, across entities, there are initiatives that are already ongoing, and I mean, of course, it doesn't discount the fact that we are not very backward as an organization, right?
True.
Because we've done a couple of automation. Oracle has played a central role in driving a lot of automations. Like I said, because now we are building a more digitally connected ecosystem. So across entities, there are a couple of initiatives that are already going, that are already ongoing. So in SGL, for example, we are driving the central data automation that is going to put the data together for the BPM team to drive performance,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that means that wherever this is going to break and address the silo data that
True.
exists currently, right? We have pain points we are addressing. There are other initiatives around SGL, from SGL, even from procurement. There's going to be a collaborative hub that attempts to put a big procurement more exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Sustainability and governance are already looking at creating fun around gamification,
Mm-hmm.
and there are a couple of other things that's coming. And I mean, and also, of course, we're also going to sweat our existing capability to see how we leverage some of on it to also drive the transformation. But even apart from SGL, if you look at Synergy today, there are also a lot of transformation that is ongoing, right? There's TAS that is aggressively integrating with Oracle. There is the digital operation center that is now being scoped, that brings everything together in one digital room, in one digital command center, and then you are able to operate the business from there, whether it's seeing what is happening from the field because of the interconnected CCTVs, or you're talking about the marketing side, or having a real-time financial insight, or as well as seeing your stock position or seeing your inventory position, all bring into one room.
Wow.
And then you are able to operate some of the technology even from that room.
Wow.
Upstream is also not left behind. There are quite a number of initiatives that's coming in from the energy side also, right? Because um, uh, the stations automations in 148, the business support is doing a whole lot in transforming their data, bringing their data into the ecosystem
Yes.
of this transformation, right? And also a couple of initiatives that are ongoing. They're also going to build a command center also, which is critical. But of course, there are a lot of dependency to that, which is what they're working on the acquisition of data, especially bringing it into that central room. So it's going to take a lot from there also. But that also is all ongoing. So there are a
Wow.
couple of initiatives that are ongoing, and we're only going to keep on working on this to continue, like I mentioned, building that digital ecosystem that
Yes.
transforms the business. Don't take away the fact that whichever technology we are applying, right, because technology is also not cheap, it means that we must make sure the business value is returned to the business.
Yeah.
So we have to be deliberate. And of course, to mention again, we're also going to transform responsibly, right? Meaning that our cybersecurity position posture will be strong. It means that our infrastructure will be optimized. So all this put together. So all these are also ongoing.
Jerome, you keep saying there are a couple things. This is a lot more than a couple. And the way it sounds, it's really a digital transformation from the top of the business to the bottom, touching pretty much every entity, even departments. I'm hearing you talk about gamification. So obviously I'm excited and there's a lot that we have to look forward to. But I do have a question. Between you and I, there are many reasons why digital transformation typically doesn't work, or it doesn't do the things that it's supposed to accomplish in many organizations. It could be, well, I mean, there are a myriad of reasons. So I'm wondering if, because sometimes when people hear that, oh, we're going to implement AI and things like that, there are different fears that they have. So I'm wondering if you could share some common misconceptions and also debunk these misconceptions that people have about digital transformation, and also let us know how Mad Shift is challenging these perceptions.
These perceptions, I mean, some of them have been there for quite a long time. I mean, it's funny to know that AI actually didn't just come today.
True.
Even from the 1950s, the rule-based AI were already there.
Oh,
Yeah,
1950?
the Turing test that led to a lot of discovery in AI
You
was
mean
done in the
ChatGPT is not the beginning
1950s.
of AI?
ChatGPT actually is what made people to appreciate AI. I mean, what
Yes.
the Gen AI, right? So it's been there, and the perception has always been there. I mean, it's always the fear of I'm going to lose my job. AI is going to take my job. But it's like this. Sometimes we might have the perception it doesn't even stop the force that is coming, right?
True.
So what's always important is for us to first of all understand that it's not about losing the job. Automation is an empowerment.
True.
Technology and the digital transformation is to reposition you to work better. You're not going to lose your job. You're only going to leverage on this technology, whether it's AI, whether it's blockchain, to be more productive, right? So that's the first perception of, oh, I'm going to lose my job. But Mad Shift is addressing this to say why we shift our mindset. It means that we have to create an open mindset, right, that drives the corresponding change that is
Very
here
true.
now, right? Because Jerome sits in my space and I keep thinking, oh, you know what, AI is going to take my job tomorrow, and I'm not going to. I'm afraid anytime I hear AI is coming to Sahara, the truth is that I might even be afraid. I might just stay there, but it doesn't stop the AI from coming.
True. Very
I know the
true.
funny thing is that in our individual phones, we use quite a number of AI. So why not think, how do we apply this at enterprise level to drive? And there's a reward for digital transformation, right? You're going to have an easy way of life.
True.
You come
Very
to work
true.
and you're going to have the work easy for you. So it's very important to why we have those perceptions. It's very important to look at the bigger picture as well as the reward of digital transformation, right? One of the other misconception is something um, about digital transformation being all about implementing technology. And that's exactly what I'm trying to address. It's not about Jerome, it's not about IT implementing technology. It's about this working together of technology, the people, to improve the business, right? So it's very important we correct these perceptions, right? When Excel was there, you bring three people, they are capturing data and they are
Yeah.
trying to do analysis and they cannot come up with anything in 5 hours. And then you
True.
bring the smart guy who knows how to write those formula. And in
Exactly.
1 hour,
And
it gives you
he
the
has done
result.
everything.
But whether the people who were there before were afraid, it didn't stop that movement, right?
Exactly.
If you remember the case of cloud, just like AI, right? When they said cloud is coming, a lot of us didn't understand what this was, right? Like, okay, some cloud is falling, right? But it didn't stop it. Today, cloud
Very
computing is
true.
everywhere. So that's
Everywhere.
how it works. So it's very important we open our minds. It's very important we embrace the change,
Yes.
and very key, focus on the reward of digital transformation.
Very true.
All
As
right.
opposed to just being scared of it, it's
Yeah, don't
something
be
that we should
scared.
welcome and
Just
prepare for so
very,
that it
very
doesn't make us redundant. I saw someone said that you won't lose your job to AI, you will lose your job to someone who knows how to use AI. So
very
I suppose
key.
that become the person that you think the fear will come from. So I
Right.
love that.
Right.
Jerome, I'm so excited again. I feel like I've said this so many times, but I love the entire concept of a digital transformation of the entire industry. I just have one final question. Obviously, MadShift is going to do a lot of things. So I'm wondering, in the next 20 to 30 years, because the whole point of digital transformation, we're not going to see it today. I know it's not a thing that we're going to see today, but how do you think this project is going to impact Sahara in the next 20 to 30 years?
No, but before I get into that, we're actually seeing the digital transformation today.
Already?
It's not something that is in the future, right?
Wow.
It's already defining the way we work. What we are doing is to continue to strengthen the digital transformation. So it's not like it's in the future. I just wanted to correct that. I
Wow.
mean, the whole, like I mentioned, a whole lot of things are ongoing and some already as a thing. So it's not something that is going to be in the
I'm
future.
even more excited
Yeah,
now.
right. So we're talking about 20 to 30 years. That's I'm going to attempt to speak to that based on current trends. What's going to happen in 20 to 30 years because of the march shift, right? What we're trying to do is to lay the right foundations. What is very important as an organization is that laying the right technology foundations, what I call the building blocks, are very important, right? Whether you're looking at 10 years from now, 5 years from now, if you don't lay the right foundations, it means that you're not even going to see a proper 10 years from now in the way
True.
you apply technology, right? Or in
That
the way
is
we
true.
embrace digital transformation. And what that means today is that if you're thinking of AI in your space and you don't even have the lifeblood of AI, which is data, even if tomorrow comes or 5 years later comes, you're not going to adapt. You're not going to be able to get the benefit of that technology, right? And
Agreed.
apply that technology to help the business, which is always a key focus. So, 20 to 30 years, a lot is going to change.
A
Of course,
lot.
Sahara is still going to be the number one globally provider of choice anywhere
Agreed.
energy is consumed, right? Yeah,
Sure.
we're still going to be number one. But now, what is going to be different is that we are going to be uniquely distinguished by the technology edge we have, right? If you look at if you look at how we adapt, it means that in Sahara, in the next 20 to 30 years, we're going to be a strong digital hub, right? We're going to be a strong digital powerhouse that is. I expect that most of our offices will be in metaverse, and maybe you and I will be working in that virtual office in that virtual
That's what I
space,
want.
right? And but again, because we are aggressively driving this shift, it means that whether we're having the AI technology, which is going to be in the future, it means that we're going to work make sure that we have this framework and drive it to that 20, 30 years. AI will be there. It's just that it's going to be, accuracy is going to increase. There's going to be a
Yes.
lot of cobots meaning that the collaborative robots are going to be everywhere to
Oh,
work with us.
cobots.
So we
Ah,
need to be ready, right? So in this whole thing, what is very important is that by focusing on both technology and mindset, and we are ensuring that the entire organization is aligned and ready for the future. That's what really matters. Thank you.
that's true. Jerome, this has been a wonderful conversation. I love it. I hope Saharians are as excited as I am. I'm almost tempted to boycott work until the hologram is ready, but I'll give you a little bit of time. Thank you so much for being
Thank
with
you.
us today. We have loved this conversation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
to Asharami Radio.